Today, I caught the train for the first time by myself. At first, everything was going good. Everything was going good. I was feeling confident. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really a city girl. Like, I'm really a traveler, a voyager, call me. Then I had to get off on one train and then have to catch another one. And right before I'm getting onto this next train, remind y'all, like I said, I was confident. I'm like, I got this. I'm right about to get on it. And something told me, like, let me just ask this gentleman. And I said, sir, excuse me, does this go where I need to go? And then he was like, ma'am, you need to go upstairs. I ran myself up them stairs so fast. And I swear it was like a movie, y'all. It was like a movie. It was like a movie. And when I get upstairs, I basically found out that, first of all, the guy was really upset at me because he was just calling me Pocahontas. I'm like, sir, it's feeling a little racist, but it's okay. I'll give you a slide. But he was calling me Pocahontas because I had 2 braids in. I did my hair for this video. Can we talk about that? Because I haven't done my hair in mad long. But basically, back to what I was saying. So I missed my train, basically, okay? And the only other train that was gonna come was 2 hours. Probably gonna have me arriving where I need to be at way too late, okay? When this had happened, right, y'all, I started freaking out. I was about to cry. Huffing and puffing. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's about to be bad. Like, I was ready to just go back home at this point. Like, the trip that I was so excited for all day, it made me feel like, damn, like, that I messed it up. You know, I missed my train already. Like, should I just go home and call it a day? Throw in the towel, you know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, things turned around. And I actually I ended up having to call an Uber. It was $30, but it's okay. It was worth it because I am safe and sound and I'm here where I need to be. But this just reminded me of how, like, life, one thing about life, one thing for sure and 2 things for certain, is that life will hit you unexpectedly. Okay, things can be going real good, things can be going all smooth, everything is feeling like it's alive, and then all of a sudden, you're like, hold on, how did this happen? How did this happen? And I'm realizing that there's a lot more power in accepting that, okay, life is a little bit chaotic sometimes. Life is gonna get messy sometimes. Life is not always going to be, you know, easy, fine, and dandy, and a breeze. Sometimes it's gonna be hard. Instead of worrying so much when things go wrong, I think that it'll benefit us so much more if we just accept it and lean into, like, hold on, everything's gonna work out. I don't need to stress about things that are not in my control. For so long in my life, I have been stressing about so much, way too much. Like, I don't know if you can see, but I'm pretty sure I'm growing some more gray hairs, baby, because I'm stressed. But I'm starting to realize, like, me overthinking so much, me worrying constantly, me having constant anxiety and allowing myself to just fluster about like that is neglecting my own beliefs in a way. Because I'm like, if I'm out here with crazy faith, then baby, I gotta believe that even when things aren't going how I want them to, that they're working out for my greatest good. That takes a lot of trust, okay? That takes a lot of trust. When it comes to risky situations, when it comes to, like, anything where you're not 100% sure about the result of it, it can be scary, okay? Like, I had my mom call me. My mom was like, oh, what time are you leaving, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you could just tell that she's, like, upset and, like, worried about something. And she's like, the train, like, I don't think you should be taking the train by yourself. Like, oh my gosh. Like, she's worrying. She's a worrywart, okay? She is worrying herself to death. And I'm like, girl, I asked her, I stopped her, and I said, do you know the type of God that we serve? She thinks I'm being silly, but I swear that I wasn't. I was being so for real because I had fun. Like, if I'm saying that I'm the type of person that trusts and believes and, you know, can see even if it's not seen, then how am I gonna be afraid? How am I walking around allowing myself to be scared of all the possible outcomes when it's like, no, I need to trust, I need to believe, I need to receive. Sometimes we just need to remind ourselves that we have came such a long way, okay? Sometimes I think that we forget. I think that we forget how resilient and strong that we actually are, okay? How many silent battles we have overcame that nobody knows about. Like, that nobody would even imagine that you've been through. And the fact that you're still trying, the fact that you're still going, like, baby, round of applause, because I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, okay? Things will be brought to your awareness sometimes that will make you uncomfortable, that will shock your system in a way that is needed. Because maybe if it wasn't for that pain, then you wouldn't have found your purpose. Maybe if it wasn't for that heartbreak, then you wouldn't have found a better love for yourself. Maybe if it wasn't for those no's and all of that rejection, then you wouldn't have found the right yes. The yes that was meant for you. So I'm learning right now that even when life is not working out, it's still working out. Even when things feel like they're going wrong, they're still going right for your greatest good. Because baby, there's a higher plan that we don't even know, that we can't even see. I just want to speak to the woman out there that is tired. The woman out here that is fighting to hold on, but is ready to give up. The woman who is ready to throw in the towel, honey, I'm talking to you. And I'm letting you know that your story is not done yet. So you better not give up. You better not give up, because baby, you got me rooting for you, and you got your peoples rooting for you, and you got God rooting for you. You have so much capability, so much potential, but you have to get out of your own way. There's no more of you being your own biggest hater. You worried about people talking about you behind your back. You worried about the haters that you got. But baby, what about you? You're being your own biggest hater. When you're sitting there in the front of the mirror and you're picking yourself apart, you're being your own biggest hater. Stop that. Cut it out. Be kind to yourself. You need to remember who you are. And if you don't know, it's okay. You'll find it. You'll find it soon, sure enough. But baby, you can't hate yourself into a version that you'll love. You can't get to a better version unless you're willing to let go of some of those things that's no longer serving you. Until you're willing to let go of that perfectionism. Yeah, you gotta let it go, babe. You can't be perfect. I know it's hard. My loves, I know that it's hard. Trust me. This past month, I have had to fight myself. The battle versus you is the biggest one you'll ever have to compete in. That is the biggest one. Battling yourself. Battling your own insecurities. Battling your own judgments of others and of yourself. Battling your own bad habits. How are you coping? Are you coping in healthy ways? Battling that. It gets rough out here, okay? I think that we like to romanticize self-care and healing in the media, but this shit gets ugly, okay? Self-care sometimes isn't just like putting on a facial and, having a nice robe on and sipping on some tea or whatever. Sometimes self-care is ugly crying and discussing some of the hardest topics of your life that are gut-wrenching and finally letting it out. Sometimes self-care is doing something that you don't want to do because it's what you need to do. Ooh, can we talk about that? I'm at a place in my life where I'm realizing that I don't have no more time to waste, honey. I don't have more time to waste on doing things that I want to do. And hold on, I know you're like, what? It's like you're losing me. You're losing me, sis, what are you talking about? Because I want to do what I want to do. Yes, and yes, you should sometimes. But baby, I am realizing that I need to stop doing what I want to do and start doing what I need to do. Okay? Because sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice what you want in order to get what you need. Sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice that extra time scrolling on TikTok so that you can wake up early in the morning so you can do your self-care routine. Yeah. Because you have goals, sis. You got goals to get to. We are no longer letting depression or anxiety or traumas or anything hold us back from accomplishing the goals that we set forth for ourselves. No more of that, okay? When I say no more, baby, I mean no more, okay? Because you have too much potential. You have too much potential, and you need to see it in yourself. You can't see it in you what everybody else around you sees in you. But I see it. I know you're capable. I know that you're enough. And not only are you enough, but you're overqualified, honey. You're overqualified. So if only you silenced that inner critic for one moment, if only you stopped all of that doubting, and you had just a mustard seed of faith, do you know what you could accomplish? Do you know what you could accomplish? Because baby, God did not bring you this far to leave you here now. God did not bring you this far to leave you where you're at. There's a plan. There's a plan, so you can't give up. You can't give up, my love. And I'm telling you this because I was ready to give up. I was ready to give up. Do you know how many times there and contemplated my own life, contemplated whether I was supposed to be here or not. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ooh, ooh. But then the Lord showed me that the plan was greater than anything I could imagine. Do you know what it feels like to be broken and wounded and think that you are worthless? And then to come out on the other side of that and to have God tell you who you are and to say, no, my child, I love you anyways. I love you in your brokenness, and then I will put you back together like you've never even imagined you could be before. Whoo! I don't know. Y'all, whoo! I don't know if the Holy Spirit's coming through right now, but baby, once I start talking about God, now that's when the video starts really flowing, baby. Because I done been through some of my darkest days. Y'all wouldn't even imagine. I done been through some of my darkest days, okay? And overcame it, right? But still, every time that another dark day comes, it feels like it's the end of the world for me. It does. It does. And I'm starting to realize, well, the funny thing about life's like another bad day is always going to happen. But a good day is always going to happen too. So it's like having that mindset of like, wow, I just need to accept this and go with the flow and trust that better things are coming. Oh, I feel like it's a breath of fresh air. Like, oh, I can just relax. I can just be. I don't have to worry so much. I don't gotta think too hard about this because it's all aligning itself in the right timing. That is beautiful. That is beautiful, and you are beautiful. And you need to treat yourself like the delicate, beautiful flower that you are in this life. Like you are literally a flower within yourself. Water yourself. Pour love into yourself. Pour it into you because you deserve it. You deserve it, honey.